Well, aloha, boys and girls. It's the greatest of all time. Sports traveler, the Pope, the King, the everywhere man, the Godfather, the granddaddy of them all. That would be me. I've seen sports in more than 80 countries. Heck, I've seen more than 80 sports. It might be more than 90 different sports in more than 80 countries across 6 continents. So you're probably wondering, oh, brother, where are you now? I am in the very small Southeast Asian island nation of Timor-Leste. That's Timor, Timor dash Leste, L-E-S-T-E, which only declared its independence in 2002 after years of fighting with Indonesia, a nearby country here. So I am at the National Football Stadium because Association Football, Americans read soccer, is the national sport of this tiny nation, Timor-Leste. Now, you can see that the field needs a little, don't go chasing waterfalls, a little TLC as they say. And I am shooting into the sun. It is probably 8 o'clock in the morning maybe. Sun is right there. Obviously we're facing east, but this is really the best view of the stadium. I will give you the panorama, sponsored by Bananarama. Cool summer. And by the way, it is summer here, and it is known as the wet season, but because I'm here and I'm the greatest, the sun is out, although it's hotter than shit. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a tour here of the National Football Stadium in Timor-Leste. Again, this country only declared its independence in 2002. It's a former Portuguese colony. Infrastructure here, not the greatest. In fact, when I give you the panorama, you're not going to be able to see it, but I'll give you some perspective of a story from last night that was quite eventful. So, this is it. I'm going to give you a little tour. Looks like we had some athletes that were doing some training very early this morning, which makes a lot of sense because even now, between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock, I'm guessing that's the time because my phone is broken. But I left my hotel about 7 a.m. I've been walking along the beach and I grabbed the taxis. I'd say that whole has taken me about an hour, maybe an hour and change. So somewhere between 8 and 8:30, I would say. Probably no later than 9. Sunrise is here about 6:30, sets about 7. It's hotter than shit right now. Like, I wouldn't be an athlete out practicing in this. These folks probably got here, maybe more than an hour ago, and maybe finished up in the last 30 to 45 minutes that were grateful enough to let me in without an appointment. So let me give you a tour here because you can only see kind of the mid part of the pitch here. So let me give you a little tour of the National Football Stadium in Timor-Leste. And by the way, it is summer here, so they probably don't have the season going on, at least for football. So you can see this is a multi-use event. So you've got a track, and my guess is most all the athletes train here, given how small and still developing this country is. But it is 10 January, it is a Wednesday, 2024. Let me give you a tour here. Scoot behind the tripod. So over here, boys and girls, you got these barriers that are set up. You can kind of see them all along the stadium, but there's the net right there. You can see that the mountains really do go all along this country. You can see down here where the players will come out onto the pitch when they have matches here. There's the scoreboard of the National Football Stadium. Looks actually a pretty nice scoreboard. You can see residences. You can see some residents burning some smoke back there. Here's the stadium here. Tilt this around here. Gotta loosen up my tripod a little bit here. Not a terribly big stadium, but big enough given the size of the country. There's your seating bowl, and if we panorama this way, there's the other net. You can see these black partitions kind of block each section. You see a dude with a rag on his head because it's so hot. Obviously, the football season probably ended months ago because they haven't really taken care of the field. Now, this mountain range that you see, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to explain that in a second. Once I get my tripod set up back again, give me a minute. All right. Got a lady sweeping down below here. That's where I came in. Alright, so I'm back here and gave you a little tour. Now this mountain range that you see, you can't see it from here in the stadium, but way over in that corner is a statue of Christ the Redeemer, much like in Brazil that has its statue of Christ the Redeemer on a hill above Rio. Well, again, this is a former Portuguese colony, a Catholic country, and so you've got a statue here as well. Here's the story. Yesterday, the complete opposite weather of today. Again, this is the rainy season here. There's a wet season and a dry season in this part of the world. And I went up to this statue because it has beautiful views, and I'll put the pictures, if you haven't seen them already, on the Timor-Leste page on MrSportsTravel.com. This whole mountain range extends, and at the tip of it is a statue of Christ the Redeemer, and it has a beautiful view of a beach on the other side of this mountain range, and then the beach that runs along the Esplanade, or the promenade, whatever you want to call it, the Malecon, pick your adjective. It runs right along the main drag here in Dili. And what you hear behind me is the street noise. This is one of the main avenues running this direction. Obviously we're looking east, there's west, so this is the main north, one of the main north-south roads. So anyway, go up to the statue, Christ the Redeemer. I think I still have those videos unless they got washed away. It was pouring rain, thunderstorm. And I got some pictures up there in between very light, brief pockets of breaks in the rain. But here's the story. After I got down the mountain around sunset time, the road to get along the Esplanade around that area was like virtually impassable. I had to get a police escort. I can't make this shit up. I flagged down a national police car that had its sirens on because a lot of cars were stuck on the road because mud had come down those hillsides way over there. And so anyway, that was an adventure yesterday, to say the least, when I got here to East Timor. You see there's an athlete here, kind of just goofing off. I don't think he's really working too hard. Looks like a track athlete. Taking pictures of himself, not too much going on here. Again, so stinking hot here that really when these athletes train, I guess it's really, really early in the morning, and there were some athletes here that actually are still here. They did some training this morning, probably very early this morning, like the sun rises at 6:30. I wouldn't be surprised if they were here before the sun came up, like 6. And then the other time that you would train would probably be at night, where the sun goes down around 7. Now yesterday, as I was taking a taxi to the Christ the Redeemer statue, I did see in the pouring rain kids playing association football, soccer, along the beach. And that is the sport here. Having done my research, former Portuguese colony, a lot of influence here from Portugal, where football is the #1 sport. And then being so close to Indonesia, even though they were fighting with Indonesia for independence, football also very big in Indonesia. So football, association football, Americans read soccer, that's the national sport here. Outside of that, not too much going on. I actually leave Dili. So Dili is the capital, D-I-L-I. Don't be silly, I'm in Dili. And I leave today. I'm only here for a very short period of time. So I'm going to go see the little bit of rest of this city, even though it's baking hot. Yesterday was just basically the Christ the Redeemer statue. So I am going to check out of here. Hope you enjoyed this video. If I post some more of Timor-Leste, it'll be a blessing because I'm not here that long. We'll see you in the next video.